Well, hello there. Here I am out at another Masonic Lodge. This one is Lake Wells Masonic Lodge number 242, as you can see there. And it's dark because, well, I'm a little late because I was at another lodge called Tuscan Lodge in another city, way over that way. But I realized that the meeting was here, about 20 miles away. But anyway, I made it. So now I'm going to knock and give you a tour of this. So we'll see if we can gain admission to this beautiful lodge. A little different than what I expected. The other lodge is a little more historic and everything, but we'll take a look at this lodge and maybe crash their meeting a little bit. I think it's a Warden's meeting, which I've actually never heard of. So obviously I'm not going to give you any pictures of that. You have to be a Mason to do that. And you can do that by asking a Mason how to become a Mason. So anyway, but that's on you, not on me. But anyway, so we're out here at this lodge. I want to give you a tour of this because I'm out here just trying to live the coolest life. Masonic edition. Well, we did make it in. As a matter of fact, this is their kitchen in here. They got a really nice kitchen. It's set up for their meeting. Their meeting today, which was a warden's meeting, everything was held in there instead of the lodge rooms. Ooh, storage. So they've got a signing book here. This is their, what they call their ante room, or I guess in this case this would be their main entry door in the lodge room. There's typically they're all this is really David Hall. There's, like I said earlier, there's an Eastern Star chapter here. So we're going to go ahead and go inside. Really nice lodge room, you can see. Looks really big from this picture, and it is a good size. It's pretty much a standard size. I would say the average lodge is maybe a little smaller than this, but this is pretty close. Always different kinds of clocks, which you'll notice in lodges. And here you've actually got, this is actually soft, so this isn't really built into it. Lily work. In this column here, got a secondary one over there. They are about 6'6" is how tall those columns are. Two chairs up here. I'm not quite sure what that's for. In Georgia lodges, that would be the chair for the chaplain, but not in Florida. Florida lodges, chaplain sits over there. Here's a nice column here. It's got the level on it. You can see it matches here, and they got microphones too. Picture of George Washington up there. They've got some nice tapestries are really different up here along this wall. I hope you can see them without some of that glare. I don't think I've really seen some of them displayed like this, definitely. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen these type of scrolls is what they are, paper scrolls behind glass like this of this information. But this is all, I mean, you can find, no secrets here, you can find all this online. Nice large square compasses. This being Eastern Star will use this. This is considered the north, so they would use that. Oh, that would be King Solomon's temple there. And over here, I got a really good treat at our last meeting. If you want to see that video, it was of Fort Meade Lodge in Fort Meade, Florida. They actually had an organist, and I mentioned to them in the meeting that I've been around a whole lot of lodges in the last 4 years. I've yet to see someone playing the organ. It's been 4 years ago since I've seen that happen. But almost every lodge has got one, either in this corner or normally it's in this corner. I would say 90% of the time it's in this corner. Or this would be where the treasurer would sit in most Georgia lodges. And sometimes your organist is your treasurer. So we've got some more of these. A lot of these are made out of pewter. And so they tend to bend. Every now and then you find some, I think it's in here, might actually be metal. And it's got some welds here. Looks like it's been put back together. They've done a really nice job with it, I'll tell you that. Here's their voting box, their ballot box. There's a hole there. You basically vote yourself, that way you can tell what it is, and you drop it in there. And then you turn it over here, and you would find out what the vote was. Nice voting box. I don't think I've ever seen one quite like that. I've seen several that are a little more ornate, and some that are actually a little more plain. But those are like direct. There's no drawer here on this or anything like that. I see a lot of drawers and more rounded shape to them. And this is one of the railings here I mentioned from the lodge yesterday at Fort Meade. They actually had railings at the senior warden's desk chair also, but not here. And also, this is a really good sized block. This is about 8 inches high, and you can see this is the uncut block, and that is the cut block. If there's a traveling gavel, normally they would set that traveling gavel up here. There's no traveling gavel at this lodge. They said there was one at another lodge. This particular lodge, Lake Wells, they just don't have a traveling gavel. To get a traveling gavel, basically, you would have to get 5 members of your lodge. Sometimes it's required. Worshipful master must be one of those 5. And then you would go there and visit the lodge, stay for the lodge, and toward the end, they would present you with the traveling gavel. Some of those traveling gavels have got booklets on them that tell you when the last time someone had the gavel, so it's pretty neat. But basically a chronological order of who had the gavel last and everything. You can see the American flag. They've done a good job. A lot of times you'll see the American flag. It's all different ways. Always the eagle should be facing outward, not inward. And you should always have the cords out here in front, not well to the side, not hidden. So they've done a good job. I appreciate them. As a vet, I appreciate them displaying the flag properly. Secretary's desk. I think that secretary actually has an office here also. At our last lodge, I think he made his corner there his office, but in this lodge, I believe he's got his own office. Got speakers up there. These look like they're in pretty good condition. They got some age to them. Definitely got some age to them. They set really low to the ground too. Sometimes that's a fallback. You know, the lodge I was in yesterday, they actually had extra chairs next to that didn't sit quite so high, because as you get older, your knees want to go, and it's not sitting is a problem. It's standing up. So a lot of times around the lodge room, even these here set up a lot higher here at the senior warden's desk. Of course, he's the plum. Now, see, in our last couple lodges we visited in Florida, they had setting mauls here and not a gavel. The only gavel was in the east where the master sits. In most Georgia lodges you find, they've all 3 got a gavel. But the last few lodges we've seen here in Florida, you can see those other videos, they've got setting mauls. I hope you've enjoyed this visit to Fort Meade Lodge. This isn't Fort Meade Lodge. Yes, it is. No. Wait a minute, where am I? Fort Meade Lodge was the last video I did. This is not Fort Meade. This is Lake Wells. Is it Lake Wells Lodge? I think it's Lake Wells Lodge. Yes. Lake Wells Lodge 242. Hey, when you visit a lot of lodges, that happens. Let's Lake Wells Lodge 242. Come visit these brothers. I'm going to try to get back to Tuscan Lodge and possibly get you a video there. Their number is number 7, I think, for the state. So if you've seen some other videos, you know that there's sometimes significance with the numbers. The lower your number, the older your lodge is. So you kind of want to see those lower number lodges. It's actually older than the one that was in the really nice lodge there in Tampa, Hillsborough Lodge. Check out that video. Beautiful lodge. Whew, nice lodge. One of the nicest lodges I've ever seen is Hillsborough, number 17, I believe it is, in Tampa Bay. But I hope you've enjoyed the visit here to this lodge here in Lake Wells. If you get a chance to come visit them, you can always come visit and have dinner with any of these lodges. Whether you're a Mason or not, come have dinner with them. Normally, if you find a time when the meeting is, an hour before that is when they're going to have dinner. Normally, almost always. Not every time, but almost always. 90% of the time, you're going to be right on. So you can show up then and meet some people. Who knows? You might see someone you know. But right now, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to go visit with some of these brothers here before I get out of here, because they just had their meeting, and they're meeting in the other room, and they're not going to go. They're not going to come in here and have any kind of meeting. So right now, you are now leaving. Come visit us, like and subscribe. The Coolest Life.